Guys of a Certain Age is brought to you by no one. Absolutely no one. Except these dudes walking down memory lane. Now let's head to the studio to see what they misremember next.
It's the number one podcast recorded on North Jackson Street in Starkville, Mississippi.
Are we sure?
It's Guys of a Certain Age. Robbie Koblitz alongside
Art Shirley.
And no Jay Reed, because we don't know where Jay Reed is. This is probably the only podcast recorded on North Jackson Street in Starkville.
So far.
Yeah, that we know of.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because I don't know of any place
I know
else.
that just north of us, they're going to start doing a podcast at some point in the building.
You can keep saying that.
Yeah, that's right. That's what, yeah, that's, I get the.
Only podcasting in the building.
That's right. That's right. Only podcast. Good.
Yeah.
It took me a minute on that one. That's good.
Yeah. So, yay.
Yay.
Yeah. So that's a little claim to fame, I guess. How are you doing?
Doing
You
well. Yeah.
Surviving the heat?
Gosh, dog. It makes you not want to do anything. I've come home or, middle of the day, be sitting there and go, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. And if it's outside, it's just like, I cannot do that yet. It's just too hot.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal.
So I'm putting everything off till October and hoping it's a little cooler.
I was shooting at Jackson State yesterday for BET, Paramount BET, and it was brutal. It was absolutely.
God, can't imagine.
We ended up shooting in a studio bus, which was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, but anyway, all right, let's do Geeks of the Week.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. It's Jay's not here, since he's not here.
Yeah. Actually, I did find a geek that I can do.
Okay, good. So. This is an update on DCU projects.
Okay.
Following the kind of lackluster performance of Supergirl, although all three guys liked it, give it thumbs up or whatever we give. And we all enjoyed it, but it did not do well at the box office, and it's causing, I think, a lot of unrest. Angst is the better term, yes, in the DCU world, whether Gunn and Safran are the right people. There's been talk that Snyder is going to come back. I don't believe that.
Well, so I saw there's a rumor out on the interwebs that James Gunn did not like the Tim Burton Batman script.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I don't know if it's true or not, but
it's sacrilege.
So it's like,
sorry.
Yeah. It does make you wonder, right? Is everything going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of, rip off? Anyway, these are projects that were in the works. Some of them I don't even remember or didn't realize they were projects, but and I've seen conflicting reports on this. What I'm seeing here in this Instagram update that I'm pulling, so it's got to be right.
Yeah,
is Paradise Lost and Waller have both been canceled, and I didn't know what Paradise Lost was. I mean, I figured it's a Wonder Woman thing.
Okay,
but apparently it's a Game of Thrones, House of Dragon kind of take on Paradise Island, which is where Wonder Woman comes from.
That's not Mr. Rourke. That's fantasy.
Or it's not also who is Paradise Lost to?
John Milton.
Milton, yeah.
Milton Rourke.
John Milton the toaster. Anyway, that's been canceled, although now I've seen it's just on the back burner, but it's supposed to be a Game of Thrones-esque take on the history of Paradise Island. So and then Waller was going to be the character from Suicide Squad. She was going to have her own series. Penguin season 2 has been put on hold.
That's sad.
That's sad news because was such a well done thing. I didn't realize there were Catwoman and Poison Ivy series, but those have been rejected. Those pitches, I don't think they ever got past the pitch stage. And then the Batman Part 2, which is Robert Pattinson as the Batman, is currently in production. So finally in production. Jimmy Olsen series will begin filming this month. So I'm not sure who's carrying that. I would imagine probably HBO Max is getting that. And a new Wonder Woman project is a key priority. And I think they've done some casting on that, but they still haven't given us a Wonder Woman yet.
And we don't have. And what about Batman the Brave and the Bold movie?
It's not mentioned in here. Man of Tomorrow is currently in active production. That's the only thing I think is guaranteed to come out. I would think. Then the Booster Gold series is finding a new showrunner. Which
I saw that.
Yeah. So anyway, and Lanterns. Okay, so we talked about Supergirl, but Lanterns debuts as we record. I think in 3 days. I think it's on the 16th, maybe Sunday.
You can watch the first 5 minutes on YouTube right now.
Can you really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a rumor that Hal Jordan dies in the first episode. But
with Cyclops.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, or Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg. One of them dies.
Yeah.
All three of them die.
Yeah, at the same time.
But so that'd be interesting. And then I'm wondering if the whole thing is a flashback to, Hal Jordan preparing Jon Stewart to be the new Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm looking more forward to it than you are.
I have gotten more enthusiastic about it as the later trailers have come out, and I'll probably go watch the first 5 minutes of it after we record just to see what it looks like
And judge.
I think that there's a lot of good people associated with it. I was afraid there wasn't going to be a whole lot of superhero stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be mainly than just walking down the road, which we've seen, David Banner doing that in the Incredible Hulk plenty of times. Anyway, that's what's going on in the DC world.
Well, you are the herald of doom for DC, aren't you?
Just a harbinger.
Harbinger. You're the harbinger.
Yeah.
I mean, we go from
that's from Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yeah.
The harbinger came.
So we go from, what was it, DC Universe Death Watch to DCU Death Watch.
I really keep thinking about re-upping my DC Universe subscription again.
Wow. So my algorithm has gotten a little, not corrupted, but I've got these millions of videos popping up in Facebook about the 5 best fantasy books of all time and this, that, and the other. And I'm enjoying it, and it sparked my interest in reading, but I'm kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
The
algorithm or the reading?
Yeah, well, yeah, all of it. I forgot how to read. But
I have a hard time reading now. I don't know if, I don't think I have attention deficit disorder.
What?
ADHD. Yeah.
What's that?
That's right.
Oh, look. Oh.
But I think I have it to a degree, just because of the world we live in. But I have a hard time really immersing myself in a book anymore.
I just finished reading, it came out in 2005, John Scalzi's Old Man's War. You would enjoy that.
Okay.
That was it. Actually, I don't know if that Humble Bundle is still going on, but they bundled all his books for like $18. And one of his books is called Red Shirts.
Oh, really?
And it won a Hugo, I believe. And it's about, basically Star Trek from a red shirt standpoint.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Have you seen the latest New World yet? Stranger World?
No, I haven't finished last week. I've been on the road all week.
Yeah, that's what I knew you had been. So.
And I'm trying to get House of the Dragon done. I finished Man in the High Castle.
Oh, and I didn't know you were watching that.
Yeah, and I forgot that it just kind of ended with a whimper.
Kind of fizzles out?
Yeah.
Okay. How many seasons is it?
4.
4 seasons,
4.
Okay.
And I'm trying to power through Silo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We are all watching it together at home. My son, my wife, and I, my older son Will and I. But and we're kind of okay. Like after the last episode, we went, how many episodes are left? And it's like it feels like we've been kind of marching in place for a little while.
Yeah.
And then something needs to start happening.
So I believe it's the second book where you're getting flashbacks in season 3. The second book is the origin of the Silo.
Yeah. Okay.
And it goes all the way back. Yeah. And that's pretty fascinating stuff. But I don't like the way it's being paced out through here. Anyway, and I'm trying to get through House of the Dragon. So I'm close. It's okay. So, but anyway, my geek of the week is, I found one. So Doctor Who has been put out to pasture. So the BBC is going to be tendering. They're going to have tender bids, which sounds really bad if you don't know what you're talking about. But basically, they're going to take open pitches and bids from production companies to resume production of Doctor Who. Well, a rumor came out this week that Dean Devlin, he of Independence Day and Godzilla fame,
Godzilla with Matthew Broderick.
That one is interested in submitting a proposal whenever the BBC officially opens the tender process. There have been rumors that Devlin actually has submitted or is in deep negotiations with him. And apparently, Devlin has reached out to David Tennant to bring him back as the Doctor, which I think is probably the only way you're going to be able to reboot this thing correctly. So, but
do you think he would come back for multiple seasons, or is it going to be kind of one season to get things back on track and then maybe regroup after that?
I think that would probably be it, because if you probably don't recall when they brought in Ncuti Gatwa, the way they had Whitaker generate into Tenet for like 4 specials, and then
I didn't see him, but I remember you talking about that.
Then he bi-generated, which they came up with this whole device where you had Gatwa come out of Tenet and Tenet stayed. So you have the Tenet doctor still out there, the Tenet 15th doctor, and you got Ncuti Gatwa's doctor, and he's regenerated. So you've got a David Tennant look-alike who's a Time Lord floating out in London, living a mortal life. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a big old mess.
Yeah.
So, but
I'll be curious to see what happens. But that's, again, nobody knows who's going to get the bid now, right?
Nobody knows. That's from the Day of the Doctor, Tom Baker, when they brought him back as the curator. He did, and nobody can see because we're not recording this. He put his finger to his nose and goes, "Nobody knows," and pops off the side of his nose. It's kind of iconic in Whovian lore.
I see.
Yeah,
and it's also the signal and the sting when they're doing stuff. So they
I don't think I've ever seen the Sting.
Yeah, I've seen Butch and Sundance like 5 times as many times as I've seen the Sting. The Sting is good, but it just didn't quite capture the magic of the Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Because Sting followed Butch.
Yes. The second pairing of Redford and Newman.
It was kind of like
Newman
trying
and Redford.
Julia Roberts and Richard Gere.
Yeah,
and
Runaway Bride.
Yeah,
it just didn't hit.
No, not like
Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman. No, which was
it's an odd movie to go back and see now.
Yeah. Well, Pretty Woman, Top Gun. There's a lot of things that
Top Gun does not hold up. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
We watched it before Maverick came out, and I was like, wow, this is really cheesy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Not like Maverick.
Maverick is a much better movie to me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Days of Thunder in years.
Yeah, it was Maverick on the...
No, it was Top Gun.
Top Gun on a racetrack.
We talked about this before, but there came a point where you could just define a movie by Die Hard on a bus, Top Gun on a racetrack, So you took Die Hard or Top Gun and moved them into different. What was it? Passenger 57 was Die Hard on a plane.
Yes.
That was Wesley Snipes, I
think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, back in the day. Now we're arguing about Superman and Wonder Woman's, and no one can seem to come up with anything original anymore.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Although I will say,
you're ripping off a 5,000-year-old poem now.
Yeah, I was about to say the Odyssey, and then I went, wait, that's not right.
No.
Yeah, that's a Disclosure Day was original. You never saw that, right?
I've not. No, and I'm sure it's going to stream soon.
And Project Hail Mary was, original piece of work.
Very original. Yeah, The Martian and Project Hail Mary. So
there's some things out there.
And all these lists of best sci-fi books and fantasy books, those 2 books come up a lot.
Sure
best sci-fi.
Yep.
So it makes me want to read Project Artemis. So
Artemis.
Yeah, or whatever. Project Hell Artemis.
Have you not read that?
No.
Yeah. No. I've read it twice now, and it's good, but it's not nearly on the level of the other 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy Weir may never recapture.
Well, Project Hail Mary came out third.
Yeah.
So he kind of, maybe he's like, Star Trek, every other one is good or bad.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Strange New Worlds as we vamp a little bit for time because we don't have Jay here to
fill up the time. Yeah.
Or mock. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, empty chair there.
Yeah. And today was the day we were going to do regrettable superheroes or supervillains.
Yeah. Whatever. He doesn't show.
Yeah, that's right.
It's regrettable he didn't show.
Right.
How was Strange New Worlds?
I liked it a lot. It's a film noir take.
Okay.
It's like, so for those of you watching the season, you had Jurassic Park, the first one. You had what was it? Event Horizon was the second
Yeah.
one, basically. Dude, Where's My Space Shuttle was the third one. And this is Star Trek's take on Casablanca.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
And it was good. I've seen, people go, black and white. We don't want to watch a black and white movie. But I'll be interested to see what you think. It was beautifully shot.
Yeah.
It was, obviously lit and done very much in the style of 40s, 30s, and 40s primarily. Black and white movies, film noir kind of stuff with just this real intentional stuff. And it was a real intentional lighting and just wasn't just something they shot in color and made black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'll try to get to it one day, maybe one day. So, but all right, we're going to take a break. We'll see if Jay shows up. He probably won't, but we'll continue. Yeah, I thought about us coming in and seeing our podcast will go on in a Celine Dion sort of style without Jay. But, yeah, that's right. Near or far, no matter where you are. Okay, we're going to talk a little AI. I don't know how qualified I am to do this, even though right now our podcast is being recorded by my pocket recorder, and I'm going to get it to do a summary for us.
Oh, okay, so I don't have to do the summary?
I didn't say that.
Okay,
I want to
I'm taking notes just in case.
I'll send you the notes. How about that? Would that help?
That'll work, yeah. I mean, I'm going to just do what I do.
Because I did that last week, didn't I? Didn't I send?
You may have sent them to Jay.
I thought I sent it to both of you.
You may have.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate you paying attention.
Well, I don't, check email anymore.
I texted it to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I got it.
I thought I sent it to you. Maybe I sent it to Jay.
Was it a file? It wasn't. It was like it's a file to download, right?
It was a link that you could go and see the summary of the podcast. Which Pocket, you're going to be able to do this. So anyway, all right. So we're going to talk a little AI, and because I've gotten pretty heavy into it, and I still really didn't understand that much. But you see it?
No.
Oh.
I haven't gotten back that far. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So
I'm seeing refrigerator coils.
Refrigerator. Oh yeah.
Yes. Here it is. Here it is. Well, we had a lot of conversation between that. We've got a dead mole. We've got a dead refrigerator.
Yeah, because you killed a mole and I killed a refrigerator.
That's right. I thought you resurrected her.
I did. Brought it back from the dead. So
anyway, what were we talking about?
Speaking of AI, when I say AI, Art, what do you say?
I don't say no way, just knee jerk reaction to AI. We've talked about this before. Generative AI, as an artist, illustrator, graphic designer, whatever, I have problems with. Even the stuff that comes out pretty well. This idea that we're taking that work away from designers, but I also realize it's a tool. So I think it's important that we learn how to use the tool. Now, at the same time, I'm playing around with some stuff that's generative, or taking a still image of something I've drawn or created in a 3D program and animating and going, dang, this is pretty cool. So I don't think you can dismiss AI. I think that's too broad a way to do it. There are functionalities that it brings to both in artistic endeavors or in helping you with day-to-day life or whatever that are helpful. And there are things that we're using already that we may not technically consider AI, but that we're already doing. So.
Yeah. And the other thing is AI has been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. It was called machine learning.
Yeah.
So, and algorithm is a form of AI. Mm-hmm. So basically it's an adaptive computer process that learns and changes based upon input. So, yeah.
I mean, when Amazon, which has been doing forever, recommends products for you based on past purchases, that's AI.
Or when they're listening to you and it shows up in your Facebook feed.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
All the time. Mm-hmm. So, yes, that's AI. Siri is AI. Mm-hmm. So generative AI is something I don't do a whole lot with. Mm-hmm. So Adobe has tried to hitch their wagon to the generative AI.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've been playing around with the Firefly a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can't take the sky from me.
Yeah.
So,
but you get 4,000 credits, I think, with my package. And I thought, there's months have gone by that I haven't even used it. And finally I sat down and used them and used up 4,000, in a couple of sessions, not in a couple of sessions, but a couple of days.
So, those tokens, those credits are, that's the way that you gauge your usage of AI. Mm-hmm. And the large companies are buying large token packages from OpenAI, which is ChatGTP, or Anthropic, which is Claude, and providing those services to their employees. And a couple of podcasts I listened to, one podcast is All In, and they talked about how certain the guys in All In are VCs, and they're high in the tech sector and whatnot. But they talk about how they've talked to CFOs at large companies, and they've had to either restrict AI use or just cut it out entirely because there's not a productivity bump that they're seeing on the bottom line, and they're spending millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for tokens.
Yeah, this idea that it's going to be cheaper than hiring someone falls apart if you spend. I think I saw something that some employee spent like $10,000 in tokens, not realizing what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the car manufacturers, I can't remember, they laid off senior engineers because it was going to be replaced by AI.
Yeah.
And they did a mea culpa, 6 weeks later, and begged people to come back. So there's that. But I see AI as a force multiplier, and I love Claude quite a bit. So there's this idea of frontier lab models. Okay. And right now it is, all apologies to Elon. It's Anthropic and OpenAI. Everybody else, Anthropic, and OpenAI, which is Claude and ChatGTP. Everybody else seems to be a couple steps behind. Zuckerberg with Meta. I don't even know what their AI is called anymore. I forgot what it was. Elon's got Grok. Amazon's got one. So those guys have fallen behind as Anthropic and OpenAI have pushed forward, and that's why they're called frontier models. So you've got this idea of a closed model system, which is Claude, Grok, ChatGTP, that you buy usage of. Then you got the idea of open models, which a lot of these open software, open source models have got Chinese origins, and there's a lot of concerns about data security. So here is how I use Anthropic. So this is how I use Claude. I've got the $20 a month subscription, so I'm not doing free. But I use it as problem solving and data analysis. So instance number one, my refrigerator, freezer, side by side at home was not cooling. I snap a photo of the nameplate with serial number on the inside. I feed it to Claude on my phone. Okay. Say, Claude, this unit is not cooling. The temperature.
This unit is not cooling.
The temperature on the freezer side is 24. The temperature on the refrigerator side is like 52. What's wrong? And so Claude generated a list of check these. And at the top of the list was, is there ice on the back panel of the freezer?
Yeah.
And if so, your coil probably is frozen over. And that's what it was. Wow. And I said, okay, yes. And so I unloaded the freezer, kept the fridge loaded, unloaded the freezer, asked Claude how to take the panel off. Claude analyzed everything, said, okay, you're going to see 6 screws, take it off.
And what you gave Claude initially was a picture, an image of the thing. You didn't have to type in a model number or anything, right?
I took a picture of the nameplate with the serial number and the model number and all that.
But you just took a picture and it took it from there. Yeah.
Yeah. Did the same thing with my parents' dryer, and it walked me through the process of troubleshooting. Okay. We got to a point where it was a switch, and it found the switch for me on Amazon.
No kidding.
That I ordered, had it in 2 days, and was able to take apart and fix. Yeah. So I fixed 3 appliances, 2 dryers, dryer at the house, dryer at the cabin, and the refrigerator to get it serviceable by putting in a picture of the nameplate, not the brand name, but you've got the serial number.
You open the door or something. There's usually an informational thing, and usually what you have to do is copy that serial number down, enter it somewhere, either the Whirlpool site or whoever the appliance manufacturer is, and you may get back a manual that tells you how to do it. Which, by the way, we've bought a stove recently. We've bought a lawnmower recently. No manuals come with anything anymore.
No.
So, and what they want you to do is either go online, download the PDF if it's there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not even there. Or, you can go to YouTube and find it. Well, this is customizing it to exactly the model you have.
And it's searching all data sources, Reddit, YouTube, manufacturer website, the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
And it's taking in and saying, okay, this is the data. This is what it's saying. This is what you should do. And an hour later, I had the fridge defrosted. It gave me a couple things to do. Basically, it said, let it set for 24 hours and I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
It gave me a couple other things. I grabbed a hair dryer and did that. And I took warm water and poured over the coil and got it back operational. And the next day it was down to, 4 degrees or something on the freezer side.
Yeah.
So same thing with the dryers, gave it the model number. And so that right there saved me 3 service calls.
Yes.
Plus was able to get it done on my time.
You still had to buy the part, but you didn't have a markup on the part.
No.
So that's one thing too.
Yeah.
So,
and the part came off Amazon.
Yeah.
The 2 parts, because one was a dryer timer and the other was a dryer, was a door switch. Came off Amazon in 2 days.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prime. And there we go. So that's one way I'm using Claude for everyday task.
Yeah.
Second way I'm using Claude is for business analysis. And I'm trying to codify. I'm trying to figure out what I've done with Luva and with Dolce to say, okay, this is the path to take to get you to profitability or try to get you to profitability.
Those are 2 restaurants, wine bar that Robbie owns for those first-time listeners.
Yeah, which is nobody. Maybe last-time listeners, maybe
first
everybody.
And last-time listeners.
So what I feed into, number one, I went into Claude. I went into a project. So you can set up projects in Claude and you can have chats within projects. So I defined in Claude, hey, we're going to be working on basically cost of goods sold and profitability for Main Street Treats. Why don't you research and find out what you know about? And so it went out and it looked on the web and gave me a analysis of Main Street Treats, what it does. I mean, what Luva and Dolce do. And so I gave it a baseline to look at as we analyze. Then I took sales data from Toast, our point of sale system, sales per day of the week, item sales, modifiers. So I need to know, is that a blueberry bagel with cream cheese? Or is that a, Americano that we sold? What does that sales data, where did it come from? So took that data I got from QuickBooks current profit and loss, and then also got staffing data from 7 shifts, which is what we use to schedule staff. And it's able to generate a financial dashboard after working on it for a couple of weeks that shows me, oh, hey, you met sales quota. I think Claude thinks we're going to do this the next week. Claude is aware of where we're at and what's happening and suggests staff ups as school comes back into session. And it gives me this financial dashboard.
Wow, that's amazing.
That allows me to look. So that's
because there are tools that you can get that do some of this kind of stuff, right? And a lot of times that's their dedicated thing, and you'll spend much more than $20 a month.
$800 a month I was paying for this type of data.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just one of many things. I mean, you're paying for that. I mean, you're paying $20 and getting that.
Yeah.
But you're also getting this appliance stuff, which again, probably paid for at least a year's worth or maybe a half a year's worth of stuff just in that alone, depending on what the service call would have been.
I'm probably going to go to a Claude Pro subscription, which is $100
so what
a
are
month.
The tiers? Okay, that's what.
Yeah, you got
and again,
free,
we're talking Claude, but other AI services are probably similarly priced.
You've got a free tier to get you hooked, right?
Yeah. And so could you have gotten that appliance information on the free tier?
Absolutely.
Okay, because obviously my question is I'm thinking I'm going to go do this when I get home.
Yeah. I would set up a Claude account, and I've you can use your Gmail address to get into it because they've got the API cross-platform thing where it uses Gmail sign-in, and I would just start feeding in a little bit of data.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, absolutely the appliance thing. The data dashboard, the financial dashboard takes more processing. So I could have done it free, but I would have hit my limits quicker.
I gotcha. Okay.
With the Pro, I've got access to higher end models because as these frontier labs roll out new models like Fable or Sonnet or what have you.
So it's not solely just more time spending or more iterations of things that you can do. It's actually probing deeper.
So the different models have different strengths, and so it will say fine for everyday task. So so you've got two selectors to make. You got to select what model you're going to use, and the newer models that are smarter, for lack of a better term, cost more tokens and more time usage. You hit your limits quicker. And then not only are you doing a model, but you're doing the speed. So you're saying, I want this quicker. I want it to be more thorough, what have you. And you've got those, you're able to set those within that chat window. So I usually just stay with the stock vanilla settings. Yeah. I don't go into Fable or any of the high end stuff because I don't feel like I need it at this point. And I don't want to blow through my usage. Your clock starts and you've got X amount of usage for 5 hours. Yeah. And then when you approach the usage, you can buy additional tokens to keep the usage going, or you can wait till the clock restart starts, which it's 5 hours after your initial okay, I'm doing this. Mark uses Claude. I don't know if he's figured it out yet, but he is trying to say, okay, I want my usage to start at 5 a.m. and then I'll jump on Claude like at 9, and I will do Claude hardcore for an hour, and I'll hit my reset at 10 a.m. because he started his clock at 5 a.m. And so he's able to bridge sessions essentially.
Okay.
So, but that's one way. That's one of the ways I use Claude. I've used it for social media to help with generating a content calendar and go out, look what other wine bars or coffee shops are doing. What are hashtags that seem to get really good responses. I have uploaded basically 2 years of sales data into Claude to analyze our highs and lows and to correlate, this was a football game weekend or this was Cotton District Arts Festival. And Claude's able to go out and look and see and marry dates with that. Yep. That's pretty fascinating. Yeah. Then I have used it to generate meta tags for a website. And I've asked Claude to come in and critique the website, not from a design standpoint, but from a content standpoint to make sure that the copy has the keywords in it and that the title of the page has the correct name. And it has improved Google indexing scores tremendously. Right. So, one thing I've seen people doing with Claude, and again, there's generative AI, and there's I don't know if there's a term for the other. I have no idea. Okay, but generative AI is basically where you're creating an image or a video or something from a text prompt. You may or may not be using a reference image to do that, and that's the thing that people seem to have the problem with, especially in the artistic world. I've got another Instagram post here of filmmakers that are either for or against AI. Some of them realize it's the future and you need to learn it. And that's kind of where I'm finding myself. It's like, and that's one thing Robbie and I've talked about off mic is, even though I'm retired, this is going to become something that you have to at least know how to do. Yes. And you need to make sure that you're entering the correct prompts. And what I've seen are people are using Claude or sometimes Chat GPT to
tell it what to do and to generate the proper prompt.
Yeah.
And the prompt may be because it's able to kind of see, okay, well, we understand better what you're trying to do. It's a text-based model as opposed to an image-based model. So here's how we would tell the imaged creation thing or modification thing to do. Here's what your prompts want to be, because whenever you do something, so, and again, if you're doing something like extending a background or whatever, you can give it a prompt that doesn't have enough information in there, and you get something that doesn't work. So
here, I just asked Claude, what are the different versions? And so, great question, exclamation point. AI is usually broken down by what it does rather than just generative versus not. Here's the landscape. By capability and function, generative AI, which we've talked about, creates new content. Predictive or discriminative AI, which classifies or predicts from existing data rather than creating anything new, which I'm using a lot of predictive AI. Reinforcement learning AI learns by trial and error via rewards and penalties. Think gameplay.
Yeah.
Computer vision AI interprets and processes visual data, facial recognition, medical imaging, self-driving perception, that type of thing. Natural language processing, which understands and processes human language. Expert systems, which is rule-based AI that mimics human decision-making in a narrow domain. And recommender systems suggest items based on patterns like Netflix and Amazon and Spotify.
yeah,
So those are the broad
that
scope.
breaking down. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I'm talking predictive discriminative AI versus generative.
Yeah.
And those seem to be the two pieces that are used. But I think I told you, I mean, when I was trying to do some forensic accounting of my parents' finances, I uploaded a bunch of bank statements. Now I went in and I marked out their account number.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
So you need to be careful about what you provide.
well, I don't know. Yes, but
yeah,
but
it's out there somewhere.
it's out there somewhere, and was able to say, okay, these were the inflows and outflows in their account across 18 months. What do I need to look for as I'm looking to pay bills or get some things wound up for you know? So yeah, I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I have used it to, what did I do? I was missing, you'll get a kick out of this. So I'm moving, I move my iTunes library from a computer here to a computer at the house. And I said, and I use CoWork, which is a version of Claude that you allow access to certain folders.
Okay.
Okay. And so I did a CoWork session and said, okay, Claude, I'm moving my iTunes library from here to here. Okay. How do I do it? And it said, okay, just go and import, and then iTunes will move everything over. I said, okay, that's great. Did that. Said, now I need you to look at the files at this location. And I gave it access to that versus the files at this location. Tell me what I'm missing.
Wow.
And it generated a list of what was missing. And I said, okay, that's great. It was like, 60 albums or something like that.
This is actual content.
This is actual content. Yeah. Then I said, okay, eliminate the things that have got a number at the end, because in some cases,
duplicate.
In some cases it's duplicate. And it said, okay. And it did that. And it got it down to like 3 albums that had not transferred over, plus a bunch of PDF booklets that were associated with the CDs. So I said, okay, Claude, take the PDF booklets, move it to the appropriate folder with the artist, and then do another scan to make sure there's nothing missing. Found one thing that I had trashed that I didn't want. And that's it.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of going through and trying to,
I'm running the same thing with photo albums, and I'm thinking, and what it could do is it can actually, regardless of whether the photo has the same file name, it could find a duplicate based on, it actually analyzes the image. So it can go and find your duplicates. I think these look like they're duplicates, and you have the chance to see if they are in fact or not.
Isn't it crazy?
It is crazy.
It's just,
I mean, writing code or whatever. There's grep language, where you go in and you can give it some filters and parameters or whatever, and it can search more than just find and replace. It can do text strings or whatever. But you don't have to have that. You can now, what you're telling me is you could go in and say, basically look for these things. You can tell it in a human language, which is kind of strange to say with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
But you can tell it as you would speak. Here's what I'm really wanting to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was another instance, and then we didn't even talk about vibe coding, where I've created a couple.
We were saving that for Jay.
Yeah, we're going to save that for Jay, I guess. But along with the financial piece, I've uploaded invoices for food vendors. And then I've taken snapshots of our menu and our recipe book to generate how much does that flatbread actually cost me, or what is the cost of goods in that espresso martini. Incredible. Yeah. Absolutely. To the point that I can generate a predictive model on when we need to order things next based upon what's been sold and what we ordered last time.
Yeah.
Nuts. Just crazy.
That is crazy. It's crazy. But those are the kind of things, again, those are the kind of things that give you life back and don't take away, give you to possibly be creative.
Yeah.
You know, so the people that argue, oh, this is, we've got it doing the wrong thing. There's a cartoon of the Jetsons with Rosie the robot doing the painting while George is cleaning the house. And people say that I want it to be the other way around. Well, it can be the other way around.
Yeah.
It may not, go through and do, of course you've actually got AI driven lawnmowers and Roombas and those kind of things now that are using AI to analyze your home.
Yeah.
And know where the obstacles are.
I've got a friend of mine who wants a Tesla. He does a lot of driving like I do, does the same thing I do. And he wants a Tesla because of the automated driving.
Yes. Becky wants one because of that too.
Yeah. I just don't know that I trust it, but it's
probably
a better driver than most people out on the road.
Probably a better driver than I am for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, there's your AI primer. So Jay, there'll be a question. There'll be a test later. So we'll do a follow up, and Jay can ask us all these questions, and we can.
I've had the Jay vacant stare several times in this.
Well, I don't know a whole lot, but I've been able to use it. But I
am going to go. I tell you, I'm going to go between now and the next podcast and have Claude look at I've got the similar situation of refrigerator freezer that's gone.
Yeah,
and it may be completely gone. Yeah. But I can at least look at it and see.
It'll give you a list of things to do.
Check. Yeah, and I can do that.
It's crazy. A lot of fun. You'll become Tim Allen before you know it. So, all right. On that note, we'll see you next time around.